Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing my face, thank you so much, and I am so blessed to have you here. And one thing I want to talk about on this episode 2 of today's video is sometimes people say that it's hard to heal in certain environments that once broke you. And so it's hard to come back from whatever happened in those circumstances, in that environment, in that atmosphere. But I want to be the one to tell you that it can be done. It can totally be done. And that's probably the best part, is that we have gone through circumstances in life with certain people, places, environments, whatever the case may be. And I want to be the one to tell you that it is totally possible to go from a heartbreak, go from trauma, all the way through everything that you've been through in your past, and you can come back from it and you can walk back through those same exact doors that once broke you and be healed and not have any of those triggers or past memories come back up and make you feel a certain way. You'll be able to walk through specific doors, to people, to speak to them through the process of coming to healing, and gaining that healing will have given you so much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you'll be able to withstand anything that comes your way and be able to go back through that building, that establishment, whatever it is, and be healed walking through it, and nothing will trigger you, nothing will hold you down. You'll be able to just simply be content. The thing is with healing, it never stops. It's just a cycle, right? Not a cycle of everything you've been through, but it is something that continuously grows, because there's always going to be something arising in life, because that is just how life is. You know, we have to heal in order to grow, in order to get to our next step. And so that's why I'm saying that healing is just something that often will continuously take time. And going through the healing phase, you won't feel the anxiety that you once felt, any worry. You'll feel just peace. And that's when you know that you have really, really outgrown that place that once used to trigger you or used to not give you the best circumstances. It could have been people in that environment or whatever the case may be. Another thing I want to discuss in this video is how it's easier to be mean to someone than being nice because you're not healed. And understanding that is a very huge concept, because when you're not healed, you may come across as someone who is not the kindest, you're not sincere, you're not genuine, you don't have compassion, and maybe it's just coming across that you just don't have love in your heart. And that may not even be the true person that you really are, because of the aspect of not healing correctly or not even healing at all. So while it's your everyday comfort and you're used to it, and it's something that has just become your lifestyle, your habit has become you, and you have been approaching people, or maybe you just don't approach anybody, but you do come off as mean, maybe because it is just something so comforting, and it's just so much easier than actually digging deep inside of yourself and looking for kindness and looking for a way to put on, a smile on somebody's face. And that just comes with growing, and practice makes perfect. Repetition, consistency, especially with things like that. Writing down, journaling helps with it as well, because it is oftentimes, and people don't want to talk about it, easier to be mean than it is to be kind. Sometimes people have gone through traumas and tribulations and so many things in their life that it was never taught to them, or maybe something they just never encountered or rarely seen in their childhood upbringing, that's what they've learned, and that's become a coping mechanism for these individuals. So traumas will often have people in kind of like this funk mentally. If it's not healed, you'll just keep repeating it in your mind, and it'll just become like a memory that you cannot get rid of. It'll just keep popping up in your mind, and it's going to trigger you, and it's going to put you in like this loophole if you don't correctly heal from it. And so when you are talking to somebody, you can be coming off as maybe not the most sincere and unapproachable without even knowing it. And you could be thinking that, you're just content, you're just a neutral person. But there are things within ourselves that we don't often see correctly, especially when one is caught up in unhealed trauma wounds and not coming from a place of love in our hearts. And so going back to what I said, it takes practice to become better. So every day practicing, just being kind to yourself, it starts there. It starts with yourself. Everything begins with ourself. And once we have taken a grip of that and focused on ourselves and healed these parts of ourselves, then you can begin to shine through and reflect it on the outside towards other human beings. Once we have healed so much, it's never going to be the end of healing, like I mentioned earlier. But once you have grown to a place where you can approach other peoples with kindness and natural, genuine love, those are the moments that healing is taking place. Those are the moments that practice is heading towards all of the healing that you will eventually be receiving. And so my last little segment of the video is going to be my advice. And my advice that I would be greatly appreciated if you did take anything from this video and learn from it is don't give up. Don't ever give up. There's going to be tough days. There's going to be tough weeks. There's going to be tough, maybe months. But just know that while it's tough, you're building your mindset, your character, your mental, because it's not easy. And it doesn't come overnight. And if it does, please tell me how, because it takes time to do things. It doesn't happen overnight, unfortunately. Healing from lots of baggage and trauma in your life will take time to be restored and made new. Let God work on you while you're still moving and practicing all of these great things in life, because God will not give up on you. He won't. He loves you very much, and he wants to see you prosper and grow mentally, physically within him. And there's going to be tough days for sure. So if there's anything that you have taken from this episode, is don't give up. Don't ever give up on the growth, the journey, because it does get hard. But have faith. Have faith of a mustard seed, right? And while this verse that I'm going to read doesn't necessarily apply to this entire video, but it's been on my heart today. I did see this verse pop up earlier today, and so I went and I read it, and I really like it. So it may apply to you. It might be a little bit off topic, but it is about healing here and love here and compassion. And it says, Matthew 5:3, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. And blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. I really like the blessed are the pure in heart, because it does go hand in hand with what we are talking about, actually, after all. Well, and that is a wrap for today, you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for all of the love and support in episode 1. And God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here and supporting my journey. Please show love in the comments if you'd like to like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I will be seeing you guys in my next video. Hopefully Wednesdays, I will be picking up. It's been a couple weeks since my first episodes. I was just giving a little time momentum to push it out. But going forward, I will be trying to upload every Wednesday. All right, guys. Have a good day.